So, today I will be making an OC of a friend of mine called Alder. And this friend of mine, he's Cruductions278. And once again, I make OCs sometimes for friends, not just anyone. So please do not ask if I can make your OC. This is rare. So, sorry, just wanted to say that. So, this is owned by my friends Cruductions278, so credit to him. I will link the channel and stuff, same I do with everyone. But, now, his OC is a GWR Large Prairie in a red livery with black lining. So, what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to make this level with this. And, well, let's just say a lot of work needs to be done to get this to look like a large prairie. So, first of all, I'll start taking it apart. Here it is all taken apart. So, not much to it, but you got the chassis, you got the bottom off, and you got all the parts on the truck, like the wheels and such. Main part here. I forgot to take the coal off. I'll do that later. And you got the smoke box with the face off. So, not too much to that, but now I can start with the cutting. But I'll go over what I'm going to do. One, like, where this lips up, I'm going to flatten all this down to be flush with the tank, if that makes any sense. And, well, I also plan on cutting back in the cab a bit, because I want to extend the firebox back. So doing the cab would also help with that. And, well, kind of got to think as I go, but it's mainly I also got to cut the tanks back a little bit, because the large prairie has, like, the boiler visible beyond the tanks. I can't really explain it, but I have to make the cab, like, more circular. So I'm just going to cut this lip down and make it more smooth. And I'll get to that right now. Here it is all cut up, and I'm liking the look of it so far. And I did a whole lot. So first off, I cut the bunker down because I'm going to actually be building up with the bunker. I just want it to have some, if that makes sense, depth on the inside. So I cut this down a little. It would be raising above here once I make it. And I also made the roof circular, as you see, because Arthur kind of has it so it just goes up, then immediately does like a little angle straight. As well as just like it had a little lip up, so I just sanded it all down to make it smooth. And I also cut the firebox and cab down. Well, I cut the cab down by one window and from the front. So this, like, the firebox was right here. Like, here. But I'm going to extend it back and maybe make it a little longer, because I also want the boiler to be slightly longer at least. And as well as I cut the side tanks back. And actually, before I say this, or before I keep going, I want to say this is actually a small prairie, not a large prairie. We had the class wrong he was going for. So, yeah, it's not a large one, it's a small. And I also cut the dome down. And also, here, I'm going to take this off. I cut the sides off, like the little pipe in the sander. And as well as, if you look underneath, I cut into it a little bit. And on the top, the little cutting to the cylinders and the running board. But that is really it. Now, I can start the shaping, but there may also be some cutting, because I may have to edit this part a bit for the running board, because I want to extend this out more, and as well as cover this up. So, yeah, I'm probably going to have to do some more cutting. So, here is the shaping all done, and yeah, this isn't attached, but I am actually very happy with this. Like, I don't know, I really thought it would look a lot different, but this really does look like a prairie, in my opinion at least. But yeah, so, first off, when I was shaping, I started with the bunker, and that's pretty simple. You just got this part built up here, this part right here, this part covering here, paper curving here. You got this covered too, so it's not just that empty cap underneath. And this covered just because there's an opening right there. And I covered the doors and window because of the shape of a prairie's kind of like cab. Because it'll make more sense. Like, it's basically just going to be painted on. And yeah, I covered the old window because that dipped down a bit. And you see the, what is it? I always get this confused. Is it the firebox? Smoke? Yeah, firebox. My bad. I made that, and I actually had to cut it up because, as you see, there's a switch right here, and I did not think I could get this motorized, and technically it's not, but you hear that? The thing is, you know what, here, I'll take it off, but let me just slide this off, because you gotta be careful, because these things right here, they're kind of delicate, but if you look at the motor right here, you see, I kind of broke it, so it doesn't really work, but I'm pretty sure I can fix it. Just for now, I'm not too sure, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. Another thing is, I'll get back to the shaping here. You covered this, just to kind of make it slope the whole way, I guess you could say. And I extended the running board here with just cardboard. Same for other side. Cover this with cardboard, paper right here. Same for that side. And for the safety valve, or I think that, yeah, the safety valve, you just got a Lego piece with cardboard on the side. And like I did the kind of two-tone whistle thing a lot of Great Western engines have. You got just a kind of taller Q-tip stick and a shorter Q-tip stick. And yeah, this was a lot of work, but that's really it for the shaping. And now for the painting, I'm going to be doing this in a cardinal red. So, I'll start getting the base coat on. And now we have the base coat on. So, you see, I do like this red a lot. Actually, I use it again pretty soon, like after this. But you see, you got it around here. And I'm going to get the light in. Okay, so here it is. Got it all around. Of course, didn't paint the spots that don't need to be painted. But one thing I'm going to point out, you may notice, like right here and on the door, it sticks out a bit. But I have a plan for this to make it look better. Because one, the slab right here, that's going to be painted black actually. Because it'll, representing the door. So that is a solved itself. But this right here, I think I can cover it. Because the Prairie's, like the window kind of sticks out a bit. But also, there's like a little plate going over it. Like kind of right after it. Which I think is the window. So I'm going to do it when I do the window detail. So I don't have to like paint around it and stuff. But I'm going to basically add like a little rectangle right around here, if that makes any sense. But it'll make more sense when I do it. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start, start with the black paint. Just doing like the roof, I'm going to do the color on matte black actually, to make it look different. You're going to do the little bottom parts on the side, you got smoke box, you're going to do the wheels, running board, all that. So, I'll get to that now. So, here all the black paint's done. So, starting on you got the cab roof painted black, and the coal in a matte black. And as you see, something I did here, I just kind of dotted the hot glue gun to make it kind of like a little pattern. Not sure if this looks that good, but I think it's better than just a flat surface. And you also got like a little part underneath. Let me get that in the lighting. And you got it here as well. Same on the other side. And the smoke box, I just repainted it fully because you got the sticks or the little, what are they called? I don't know, just, I know I said it earlier, but I kind of forgot again. This is the day after. So, yeah, you got these parts painted, and on here, the chassis, and in the front and the back of the pistons too. And you got a little bit on the buffer beam. That's part of the design, but I still got to figure something out, so that's kind of waiting for now. You also got the wheels, and I'll explain that later. So you got the wheels right here as well, stuff in the back. So, now I can start to do the lining, and I'll do that now. And with that, I finished the lining. And this was a bit of a pain. Like black paint pens, this one here, they work decently. But this, it has like you could say a lot of shapes, but it has like a lot of long lines, and especially like right here, you got the little part that goes out. And it took like, I'm not even joking, maybe 10 tries. The bunker was decent to do, but the tanks, those were the hard part. And right here, this is just like a little outline for where I want the window. And you also got lining on the firebox and boiler. And that really does it for the lining. And now I can get to the final details, which for that, it would be a BR logo, little builder's plate / number, I think, on there. And around the doors, there's going to be like gold highlights. So I want to add like that little box thing right after the window I talked about earlier. Painting looks so gold, this gold. What else? I gotta fix the sides because I did paint red over those when I was fixing it up. I haven't had time to fix that before recording this. And on here, actually, I talked about the buffer beam, and what I'm going to do, like, I got my Caledonian logo here. You see how it has the red paint in the middle, like brighter than this? It's going to be like that, but just the black, then the red without lining, as well as silver buffers. And so, with that, I can start working on the final details. So, the final detailing is now complete. Now, let's start with the simple part right here. One, you got the little red part I talked about in the front with silver buffers. And in the back, you got a little red part, not as noticeable, but you got the silver buffers as well. Now, this is the big one. First of all, the gold details. Gold, it always just makes a project look nice. So you got windows, a big one here, a small one here because it's scaling, but I tried. You got the windows filled in with the gold around it. And as you see, I got the little plates here. They may look a bit weird, but I looked at images of small prairies, and they had that. This is like a little handle. I think it's like a window cover. Same on the other side. And you see, got the gold and a little thing with 278, his number. BR logo. And I also fixed the bottom. So, for the project, that's it for this part. Now, all I gotta do is, I'm gonna both do these two things at once. Weather it, and give it a matte clear coat. So, I'll do that now. Alright, now everything is weathered and has a matte spray. I think I'm going to do those two things together from now on. So, you got the, the weathering on top of the boiler, like for the smoke. And I did a little bit heavy on the coal bunker. I think I might try doing that more. And the matte coat may not be too noticeable, but yeah. Got it on here too. The wheels. And this. So now, all that's left is to put it together. Now, Alder is 100% complete. And, man, I am very happy with this. Like, I know I may mention this, or I did mention this, but, well, I thought this wasn't going to look like a prairie in the end. Of course, when I finished the shaping, yeah, I was more confident with it. But, like, I started this a few months ago, but then just took a break because I didn't know what to do. And, well, now that it's done, I'm actually very happy with it. Like, looks like a prairie and all that. Yeah. So, let's just kind of go over it. So, you got the wheels on the side. I think that looks pretty nice, all that added together. You gotta get the light in. Here. So the back, nothing's really done with it. A little bit of weathering here, but that's it. And the buffer beam. Same stuff on the other side. You got the weathering on the coal bunker again. And also, again, I'm going to bring up this piece. I don't know, it may look a bit odd, but if you do look at photos of small prairies, they have this. So, I like it. I actually do like it as a detail. And about that noise, the motor. You see, just makes the noise, but it's very loud. What you gotta do, it doesn't work well. So turn it on. Yeah, it can require some trying to shake it around if it doesn't move. And now for the kind of final thing, the face. This face was made by me, like I did a little kind of 2D edit thing, but it is based off Cressy or Cruductions' face, because he did a clay face for his model, and as well as he did help me like get the details right, so he did help on this. Yeah. So, with that, Alder is 100% complete, or done. And yeah, like I always said, I'm actually really happy with this one, for real. It might be one of my favorites even, like in terms of like shape and stuff. Well, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.